You're freaking me out. My birthday's coming up, and this is the shirt that I got. You're freaking me out. Anyway, enough of that. And it does have green in the eyes, so my green screen's going to pick up on that. Anyway, coming to you today, this is Rod Win by Doing with a What Sold video. It's been a little bit of time since I put one out, so I thought I'd go ahead and put another one together. If you've been following any of my videos, you'll know that I've been going through stages. You know, I'm a part-time reseller, and I did a lot of home sourcing in the middle of sourcing from other places, and decided one day I was going to just liquidate. I wanted to get rid of everything that was home sourced, so I put it on auction. This is last month, or the month before. So, I'm a little bit out of breath because I just ran upstairs and back down. Sales picked up. I started out with probably close to 800, 850 items in my store. Liquidated a lot of it, and ended up putting everything to auction to get rid of it. And a lot of things sold, but a lot of stuff didn't, and it kept rolling over. Every time you roll over, after you pass your free listings that comes with your store subscription, you have to pay your relist fees. And when things are only selling for $2 to $5, and you figure the amount of listing fees that you've already got tied into it if you've been holding inventory for months, along with, you know, if it didn't sell, take all those items times the amount for listing fees times 3 to 4 times, depending on how many times it fell in that month, reoccurring every 7 days. My listing fees, well, all fees, eBay, that month was about $380, and it kind of blew my mind. So the next month I didn't really source anything. I didn't list new things. I let all my listings fall off and decided I was going to only stick to about 200 to 300 items in my store and just relist. So luckily, you know, me being a part-time reseller, I don't rely on this as my income right now. I'm kind of using it as a trial period to find out what works, what doesn't, where I can improve. That way, if it ever does come down that I need to rely on this for an actual income, I'll be able to. So I tested the waters with relisting versus sell similar. And, you know, I really didn't find... I did a period where I just did sell similar for about a week or two. Didn't notice anything. You know, my sales were still low. Did relist for about a week. There was no change whether I sold similar or relisted. So I don't know. Some people believe that because you sell similar, it gives it a new item number, so it acts like a new item. I'm not sure I buy it. I'm probably going to end up giving eBay a call and see if I can pick their brain to find out exactly how that works. I think there's something in their algorithm that may look at, okay, yeah, your store is getting in new inventory, but it's the same inventory that's out there. I don't know. That's just, I'm just saying that me personally, I did not find a difference whether I sold similar or relisted. Anyway, I started listing new items again and start out with the 3 to 5 item a day listing. And that I did notice a pickup in my sales. It seems like every day I listed, every day I was making sales, multiple sales. So the only thing I can say for sure is listing every day does help boost your items up in eBay's search algorithm, which in turn increases your chance of getting items purchased. So that is what it is. So I'm going to go through what has sold, and in the last, I would say, I think the first item I have here is July 23rd. So in about the last 2 to 3 weeks, and it's not a ton because, like I said, I've been playing around with how I've been doing it. But I'm going to go through what I sold, and I want you to notice a kind of a recurring theme. I've been selling books, and I have lots of books on Amazon. I sell maybe one a week. They're not high-ranking books. These books I'm selling on eBay, they are bringing back a huge return, and there seems to be a good following for them. The books I'm talking about, they're going to be weapons related, hunting related, military related. You'll see as you see them coming up. So when you're out looking, pay particular attention to the condition of some of these and the age of them as well. So the first item we have, I'm going to transition right over into it. The first item we have is this 1934 Stogers. I want to actually, let me move that up. It's a 1934 Stoger's Arms and Ammunition Handbook, number 25. And if I can zoom in on it at all. Here, let me switch something out here. I'm going to go back here just so I can resize this a little bit. I'm changing my screen around. Oh, this will probably help dramatically. There we go. Okay. Get my fat head out of the way so you can actually see something here. There. Anyway, now we'll zoom in on it. As you can see, there's writing right over here on the right there. And if I go on further over on the page, you'll see writing up there in the top corner. There's folds in the corner. There is creases all over in the book. Here's a picture of the back. There's some page tears on the bottom left-hand corner of that back cover, as well as wear up on the top left-hand corner. And if you look closely, you can see it almost appears like there was some minor water damage. Again, this is from 1934, so I ended up turning around selling it for $25. I'm going to pull this over here so I can... $25 plus shipping. So for a total of $32.60. I did send it first class, priority, just because of its age. I wanted to make sure that it got there in one piece. These books, this first lot for about, I want to say it was about $16 to $18 I picked up. I think they average about $1, maybe $1.50 a book. Turnaround selling it for $25 is a pretty good turnaround. It's a lot higher than some of the items I was selling before when I was doing mainly clothing and whatnot. So that's what my goal is, to try to find items that I can get a larger return on and maybe spend a little bit money. But I'm finding I'm spending less money on these than I was even the clothes. So if you see items like this, do the research. And the funny thing about some of these, there's not a ton of them out there. This particular one, you'll see some of these Stoger magazines catalogs. You'll see reproductions that drive quite a bit lower cost. There's not a lot of comps out there for them, but there were a few, and that's what made me take a chance on them. So sometimes you just gotta do it, and this has paid off for me. Something went wrong. Uh-oh. Okay, I need to go back to this page. Oh, interesting. I wonder why. That next item was a Grateful Dead dancing bear costume. I ended up paying like $3 or $4 for it in the thrift store, and I ended up selling it for it. It wasn't complete. I don't know why it's not. Huh. I don't know. eBay is acting up on me. Anyway, I ended up selling it for $14.99 plus shipping, $23.34 out the door. Like I said, I paid like $4 for this Grateful Dead Dancing Bear costume. It's for Halloween. It was missing tights. It had a hat and the top part of it. But we'll just move on to the next one. Next one, I guess you could consider Halloween related as well. As many of you know, I've been doing a lot of patterns. I bought about 400 to 500 patterns for about $38. So I have pennies in these patterns. And this one I had it listed for $6.99. Ended up taking a best offer of $4 plus shipping for a total of $6.67. If you watch any of my recent video hauls, you'll see that I have been picking up jewelry. This is just to show you that some of my jewelry is selling. This is a pair of sterling silver wraparound chain cufflinks with bullet toggles. Here they are, all stretched out in their glory. And there you can see where it says 925 right across the bottom. I have maybe this set, I think I probably got about $1.50 in them. Ended up listing for $24.99 and got full asking price, free shipping. These things are light, so you're talking $2 to $3 shipping from my location. So, on top of everything, probably about $17-18 profit when it's all said and done. Next item was a home sourced item. I actually had to do a lot of cleaning up to this. There was suede, vinyl. It was just a messenger bag. I ended up lowering the price finally to try to get it out of the inventory. $12.99 plus shipping, so $19.64 out the door. I'm gonna sneeze any second now. Next item here is a pair of shears. I think I gave $2 for this at the auction. Just this old vintage Bakelite Stewart, and did I put the brand in there? I did. On the title I just put Animal Shears Clippers Vintage. Plugged them in, they worked great. The only problem, and I don't know if you can see it very well here, down this bottom left right hand side, there was one tooth missing on the bottom side of the shears. Those ended up, I listed them for $19.99, got full asking price, and plus shipping because there was some weight to it. It ended up $40.64 priority mail out the door. Going back to some of my jewelry, this is a vintage estate lot from the auction. This is a dragonfly brooch made by Avon. And what I've started doing with my images, the first image I'm going to take, I have a setting on my camera, my phone camera, that I just make the white pop out a little bit more, hoping that it'll grab their attention. And then I take it with a standard setting. And it was an enamel gold tone with these little pearly looking beads. I ended up including the size of it. You can see right here, there's the Avon mark. And I ended up listing it for $14.99 plus shipping, and ended up taking a best offer of $10 plus shipping. These I might have 25 to 50 cents in altogether. And the interesting thing, in that lot I actually did pick up some silver items as well. The next item here, we have I picked up there was some tie bars with chain. There's quite a bit of sterling in there. There was some cufflinks, and I don't know if I have that invoice in front of me or not. I don't think it was this set of cufflinks. There was another set, and I wish I had the invoice sitting here. I had them like stacked up. Anyway, I think I have a couple dollars in this. This was sterling silver with 10 karat gold, tie bar. There's the markings. I wasn't sure what the MSC was. And yeah, I mean, it did show somewhere on it. But ended up I listed it for $74.99, and I ended up taking the best offer of $55, free shipping. But like I said, these things weigh maybe an ounce to 2 ounces at the most. I think this one was right an ounce. I think it was like 260 is what it ended up shipping for. Next one is this Cheer Mom pin. If any of you have had kids or known anybody with kids that did cheer, these types of pins are offered at cheer competitions. They're made specifically for, it's a varsity, VPT, varsity pin trading. So it's probably one that was, I mean, evidently it was sought after. This one was in that huge lot of jewelry that I had, not necessarily vintage. I ended up listing it for $14.99 and ended up taking a best offer of $12.74 free shipping. Next item I was really glad to get rid of. It was a DVD VHS combo. As you can see, my first image really sucked. It was very cloudy. That's probably why it wasn't getting much traction. I ended up finally listing it for $29.99 plus shipping. So for a total of, got full asking price for a total of $53.47 out the door, shipped. You know, Halloween's coming up, so who doesn't love a good horror flick? So here we are. I picked this at a garage sale for $1. Hard Rock Zombies. Ended up listing it for $16.99. Took a best offer of $13 free shipping. I think it was like $2.60 to $3 for shipping. So still a pretty decent return, especially when you're doing media on eBay. When a lot of media is going for $1 to $5. Next item we have here is a CJ Banks stretch denim pink salmon jacket. This was in really good condition. This was home sourced. This was something my wife wore back before she did an amazing job in her weight loss journey. Ended up listing it for $15.99. They got a heck of a deal. Took a best offer of $9.99 plus shipping. So $16.64 is what it finally went out the door at. Going back to cufflinks. Again, these I might have a couple of dollars into at the most. This is a pair of gold tone bullet toggle crown on black background cufflinks. No precious metal here. Just kind of show you what they look like from the side. And the back. I don't know why, but I've just gotten into this whole jewelry, tie tacks, cufflinks, tie bars, even women's jewelry. I don't know. I think I just love, I've got my testing acids, everything sitting right here. It's just been a lot of fun for me. But anyway, $14.99, ended up taking the best offer of $9 plus shipping, so $12 out the door. Going back to books, I told you. Here is a George Mattis, The Winchester Handbook. 1 of 100. It was autographed. I think I might have had $3 to $4 in this. Had listed it for $60 plus shipping. I ended up taking a best offer of $42 plus shipping, so $44.63. Next item is the lowest sale price that I had. I actually put this up to auction because I really didn't know if there was a market for it. And I actually had 2 people bid on it. I started out $5. If you're like me, you did not know what this is. I've recently joined Thrifty Treasures Facebook group. It's a great group over there. And I asked them if they could tell me what it was. And this is a sweater clip, if you don't know what it is. It just had, to me, it looked almost like a extra wide staple connected to a flat piece of metal with a chain in between and a duplicate on the other side. And there's a different view of what the clips look like. But basically, you put your sweater over your shoulders, and this thing would clip from one side to the other to hold it closed. And I thought I was going to have a bidding war last few minutes. Somebody bid $5, then another person bid $5.50 and won it. Next item is something I picked up at an auction. I think I probably got it years ago. I'd go to auctions occasionally, and I just hated to see things go for nothing. They got to the point where they just look at me and point at me. If I want it for $1, they'd give it to me. So I picked up a lot of dollar lots, and this happened to be in one of them. This is a tapered candle holder. 1, 2, 3, 4 candle holders on a set of antlers. They're pretty large, 14 by 12 by 6. Didn't put much in the description. That's probably why it sat for so long. Ended up finally dropping the price down to $19.99. I ended up taking a best offer of $15 plus shipping. So with shipping, it came to $35 because it was awkward finding a box to put it in. Back to books. United States Military Small Arms, 1816 to 1865. This is a hardcover book by Robert M. Riley. The dust cover was in pretty rough condition. I did take some images. There's a minor flaw there in the corner of the hardcover. This is copy number 690 of the 2000 initially printed, so it was a first print. And I did take a picture of the back just to show the wear on the dust cover. And this one, again, I probably had $2 into it. I ended up listing it for $24. 15% off sale I ran, and ended up letting it go for $21.24 plus shipping. It went priority $32.89 total. And it's out of here. Now, if you look back at some of my past videos, there's one of my early auction hauls. There was a box that I paid, I think, $2 to $4 for. I've already sold a baseball out of it, and I sold a little pencil sharpener, adjustable pencil sharpener, and finally this. I think along with this sale, that $2 to $4 box ended up, let me go to the item first. It's these Wise flower shears. They had like this ornate pattern, roses on it. They actually had them listed as scissors on the auction lot. So you really got to pay attention when you go to these online auctions and look at their images. And this is one of my early pictures, so you can tell the quality isn't the best there. But I did make sure to get lots of close-ups so that they knew exactly what they were getting. This I ended up selling on sale $12.75 plus shipping, $15.91 total. So out of that $2 to $4 box, total in sales was probably, I think I got $20 to $30 on the baseball. I think I got $30 to $40 on Etsy for the pencil sharpener. And then this, we're talking $80, $90 off that one box. So it was well worth the investment. Next time we have up here is a DVD readable, rewritable Pioneer. This is an older model. As I put down in the description, supported Windows 98 SE, Windows 2000 ME. ME is something that Windows or Microsoft wish they could forget. And I also got it to work on Windows 8 or Windows 7, but it did not work on Windows 8. I think it has something to do with the XP emulator in 7. But I made sure to put all that information in there. I picked it up for $5 at a Goodwill a couple months ago, and ended up, did I get my 15? I did get my 15 plus shipping, so total was $35.95 when it was all said and done. Next two things, I've been doing patterns, and here's some more. I actually took best offer on both of these because they were both purchased by the same person. This was a lot of 6 toddler sewing patterns. I took a best offer of $6 for those, and the next lot I ended up taking a best offer of $5 for these. So total $11 plus shipping. Shipping was, I want to say, right at $10. Oh, the total, it was $11 in sales. They ended up paying me $21.29 total when it was all said and done with shipping. And I actually ended up getting them all to fit in a flat rated, regional A flat rate box. And last but not least, going back to books, this is a lot I just picked up. I ended up with 16 books and paid $2 for them. And some of them I've got listed in excess of $80. There's one book I have listed at right now $80. I'm hoping to get close to that. This particular one was in that lot. It is Colt on the Trail. And basically it was a bunch of short stories. Fascinating stories of actual experiences in the great outdoors, in all of which the Colt has played an important part. And it was published by Colt's Patent Firearms Manufacturing Company, Firearms Division, Hartford, Connecticut, 1836 to 1934. And this was copyrighted. It's the second edition, March 1934. So another vintage weapons-related book. You can see it did have a tear up there in the top corner. There was some water damage on the edge there. Took another closer image of the damage on this end along with the tear. And there was some fading. I don't know if you can see that very well. There's some more of that water damage and some more of the fading. I'm just trying to show you that there was damage to this book, but nothing major, especially with its age. I mean, we're talking, 80 years ago that this was printed. This one went for $19.99 plus shipping, total of $22.99. So that's going to be it for this What Sold video. And I hope the two things that are reoccurring on these are books that are military, weapons related, hunting related, ammunition, old ammunition catalogs. There's a following for those, and there's not a ton of them listed out there, so I feel like they go pretty quick. Also, if you can pick up these patterns cheap enough, you can get a lot of them to get a good set of listings. It's not going to be a ton of money, but if you're only paying pennies to the dollar on them, there's going to be some money in those as well. And jewelry's working for me as well. But I think that's it for today. If you want to catch my next content coming out, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up if you like what I'm doing. Heck, hit the thumbs down if you don't. Leave comments below. Tell me what you're out there sourcing and how it's working for you. And just keep it up. There's money to be made out there as long as you list consistently. And for me, don't always believe everything until you try it yourself. I found that out with a sell similar and relisting. But hey, we're all doing our best to keep it going. So anyway, like, subscribe. We'll catch you next time. Peace out.